Welcome to Advanced Vedic Mathematics course. Today in this workshop, lessons 69 and 70, we will have first the comprehensive view, bird's eye view of the whole thing, what we are understanding in the Purushottam Yoga, and then we shall be taking up some of its distinguishing features. See, the Vedic mathematics is a mathematics of Vedic Ganita Sutras and Upsutras. There are 16 sutras and 13 Upsutras. This make basis-based mathematics. It is basis-based mathematics of Vedic mathematics, science and technology. The Ganita Sutras, Vedic Ganita Sutras text, which is of 16 sutras and 13 upsutras, together 29 hymns, parallel with TCV of Brahma, Creator the Supreme. Further, the numbers 1 to 100, when are written as double digits forms, these make 01 to 99 numbers. These are accommodated by a grid 9 by 11, and this grid is of 10 place value system. The first triple digit number is 100. It is this format features which are to be appreciated. Further, the first letter of the text is A, the sixth vowel. A TC value is 6, and 6 is the formulation value Shat. Shat has TC value 10. It is here where we can appreciate as to how the numbers 6 and 10 are related. Otherwise, numbers 1 to 6 lead to 8 factors. And we know 8 space and 10 space make a dimension domain relationship. 6, 8 and 10 together take us to domain and to dimension. So dimension and dimension of a dimension. It is this relationship which is the basic relationship which will help us have transition from letters to numbers to sthapatya. In this background further, we know 6 is equal to H2, 0, 1, 2 and 3, and 10 is equal to H3, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. It is this shift from 6 to 10 as TC value shut as 10, and this sthapatya shift 6 to 10 in the context of hypercube 2 to hypercube 3, that is one more than before. This is ekadike. So in the context of the bodies, ekadike will take us from H2 to H3. And in the context of numbers, we know ekadike takes us, say, 21 to 22. We know it is a Purv and it is Paschim. In the context of the eight directional frame, this Sutra 1 has very wide, very rich, very beautiful number of applications, 21 Purv, 22, so it is 21 plus 1. Then from 16 north to 24 south, 16 is equal to 2 into 8 and 24 is equal to 3 into 8. So it is one more. Then we are here 30 and here is 33. Now Shan cone to Agni cone. Agni cone 30 is 3 into 10 and Ishan cone 33 is 3 into 11. It is one more. Then from the Vaiva cone to the Nairitya cone, it is 34, which is H9, and 42, which is H11. You see, it is proportionately. So when 2 as 1 is taken as a unit, then it is going to be 9 plus 1 unit. This that way will help us appreciate that the Vedic systems are availing numbers, place value, Ganita sutras, factors, then Sthapatya, bodies, full unit bodies, half unit bodies, dimensional space content, and so on. This is to be appreciated, it is to be kept in mind, and then we will have a further insight as that how the Vedic systems are simultaneously taken into account a very large number of situations. Now, as far as the text Gita chapter 15 is concerned, it is chapter is 15 and the shlokas are 20. 15 is equal to G 715, means 15 versions of hypercube 7. 20 is equal to D7, that is 7 space content. So here in the sequence we are the 15th version of 7 space, and here we are having a complete dealing with D7, the 7 space content. Then further, it is this chapter is designated as Purushottam Yoga. Purushottam is 49, Yoga is 12, together it is 61. It gives a value 30 plus 31. It is equal to H8. It is equal to H small 8. These together make 8 space as origin of 7 space. So see the indication, we will sum up in a way. Pushpika is having 49 aksharas, and 49 we know is equal to the takes up till the first triple digit number of a 7 place value system, and double digit numbers of 7 place system are 48 in all, which is parallel with 2 into 4 into 6, and the same is parallel with the dimensional frame of a 6 space. And then here we reach at the origin. It in a way is giving us the overdraft, the outline of the format of the organization of the text. Then we know that we are 6 space with 7 space as origin, and its transcendence is take us to 8 space, that is H8, which is again cone. In this context, we see that 6 space is having 4 space as a dimension. So there are quadruple, there are 4 spatial dimensions. That way this text makes a 4 phases, 1 to 6. First dimension takes it. Then it is 7 to 11. These are 6. There are 5. Then it is 12 to 15. These are 4. And then finally we are 16 to 20. That is now from the creative order will be reaching at the now we will be reaching at the transcendental order for this universe. So 4 space as dimension of 6 space, 2 we will be reaching at 5 space as dimension of 6 space. So whole aim is that our solar universe, this solar universe which is of a creative order, is transcended, intensified as of a transcendental order. So whole thing is that from 4 space as dimension, we have to reach at 5 space as a dimension. In this background, we have seen that the Purushottam Yoga ultimately is this Purushottam Yoga, which is a solar universe of a creative order transformed into a solar universe of a transcendental order. And it is here in this context that we know that 6 space body is 5 space as a dimension will take us to a raised to power 6 is to 12 b raised to power 5, and so 12 it is a equal TC value of a Khyar. So it is going to be a Khyar Purush. The Khyar Purush together gives us 12 plus 24 is 36. So it takes us up till the double digit numbers of 6 place value system, 36. Then we know that 6 space, this hypercube 6 is having 13 versions. It takes us to Akshar, and Akshar Push will take us to 37. So it is Akshar Push. It is going to be 37. It is the first triple digit number of a 6 place value system. Ahead, we are going to be an Uttam. This Uttam is equal to 22. It is hypercube 6. So from Khyar to Akshar to body. So we are reaching from this to hypercube 6. And this value of 22 plus 24 is going to be the Uttam Purush. It is a 46. It takes us to 23 plus 23. It is Janam to a Janam. And then further we know that the synthesis of G511 to G613 is ultimately take us to minus 6446. These are the features which ultimately help us as to where we have reached. Now, to have a reach, we have to start sequentially, Shloka 1 to Shloka 20. It is a sequential rendering is to be required. However, for it we have to reach with a text that would be a letters text. From here we reach at numbers text. From numbers text we have to reach at Sthapatya. From Sthapatya we will have its different form of a content, full unit and half unit bodies. Then we will be having a format of a Sthapatya miring rod, and this Sthapatya miring rod format will take us to a transcendental content flow. It is this transcendental content flow along the Sthapatya miring rod which would that way will make us as that we are having a mathematics of a sunlight, that from Surya, sun, we are reaching at Prakash, its 7 streams. However, we know that Surya itself, 6 space, is having seven space as an origin. Now, seven space as an origin and six space as dimension, dynamic state will take us to seven state, eight space, and nine space. So ultimately, nine space as origin is going to be the reach for the dynamic state. So from static state to dynamic state is going to be our reach here. Therefore, this format as it is ultimately taking us to a format of a soul syllable. Divya Ganga, Om iti ek akshar Brahm. It is taking us to Divya Ganga. It will be a nine space, leading us to seven space as seven streams. Then it is spatial order, it will split and it will organize like this. It is this flow which will at the end take us to a Pushpika. However, we have seen that this 9, 7, 3 and 1 from both ends will be taking us to the middle as a 5 space. It is this reach for the transcendental world from both ends, from northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, and ultimately having a synthesized one. But the outer script, the outer form is away. It is called Kechuli. This is Kechuli is being taken out. It is 759, and it is this 759 which is 700 shlokas of the Gita and 59 are the Uvachas. It is this reach which is to be properly appreciated, and it is this appreciation which will help us appreciate as to how very big, very rich transcendental reservoir is available here, is lively here in this yoga. The Purushottam yoga format as it is so this Gita chapter 15 is the scripture which is of 20 shlokas, and 20 is the value which is of 9, 7, 3 and 1. It is a flow of 7 streams from a Bindu Sarovar and Swastik Padat. This is 9, 7, 3 and 1. Here then when we will be having is synthesis, when we will be having a gap bridging, then it will be 25, and this is equal to 25 is equal to a buddhi. 25 is also Prithvi. 25 as well is a Vishnu, and more above it is also Dukh, and the formatted form is going to be of right angle triangle 25 like this, and we know that this triangle is having 6 as an area, and then 16 plus 25 plus 9 plus 6 is 56. It is equal to 28 plus 28. This means when we add numbers 1 to 28, it leads to factors 1 to 56. It is this blissful values reservoir which is lively here in Gita chapter 5, and it is before us as a Purushottam Yoga, and it is this Purushottam Yoga which will help us appreciate that from Khyar state to Akshar state to Uttam state is going to be the reach in the human body. So the mind, man, creates Buddhi Kshetra, and Buddhi Kshetra is having Chit, Chetana, and all these things are inherently embedded in the Shad Chakra format of a human body, which is parallel with the Sthapatya measuring rod. If we are held up, then only way with us is that we should go for chapter 15 Gita, chapter 15 Purushottam Yoga values. If we appreciate, if we comprehend, if we imbibe, if we are fortunate to be having glimpse of it, imbibing of it, then we will be having all mansik, all values of a buddhi, intelligence. So intelligence field is to be given a foundation of consciousness. Once the intelligence field is having a consciousness foundation, then everything will be of its own, parallel with the Vedic systems and Vedic order. Therefore, let us sum up that we shall start with the text shloka wise. Let us translate from letters to numbers to sthapatya to their space content, full unit and half unit bodies for being available of availability of a hypercubes 1 to 6, the Sthapatya measuring rod for the transcendental content flow from the eastern corner of the 8-directional frame Pur, and it is going to be a creator's space, which is the format of our human heart. The Hirde TC value 21 is of such a format that it has been of the format that the transcendental content flow will be entering the heart, and this heart is of such a format that it will permit a flow for a rakt, a blood, TC value 10, H3, that the dimensional order of the transcendental space. Then this flow is from Nadi, and Nadi is TC value 19. Therefore, the comprehensive view of the reservoir of values